All right, could you live on $1.50 a day, and how hungry would you be? Almost 1.5 billion people do just that around the world, living below the poverty line. Well, to raise awareness of global hunger, the Live Below the Line campaign is now challenging people to see what it is like to live on such a small budget. Hunter Biden and Beau Biden are part of that campaign and have already raised $10,000 for the World Food Program, enough to pay for 40,000 school meals. And joining me now are Hunter Biden, chairman of the board of World Food Program USA, and Delaware Attorney General Beau Biden, the well-known brothers and sons of a certain vice president. Yeah. Thank you very much. Well, first to you, Hunter, because you're living this $1.50 a day diet. Yeah. What are you eating?
Well, my wife said I didn't do very good shopping, but I'm doing oatmeal, and I did, which is probably the only thing I could figure out on my own, was ramen noodles.
Ramen noodles and oatmeal.
Yes, exactly.
I hesitate to ask how hungry you are.
I'm hungry. I'm very hungry.
Very hungry.
To be serious about it is the fact of the matter is that you have about 870 million people that go to bed hungry every single night, 1 out of every 8 people in the world. And so do it in solidarity with those people for 5 days really isn't that big a deal. But
and you're talking, when you're talking about all of these people, 1.5 billion people, you're talking about women who are malnourished, pregnant women. So you're talking about children being born already with all sorts of deficits behind, and children, those who do go to school, who are going to school hungry every day.
Yes, exactly. Well, all the money that we raise through Live Below the Line, which is the Global Poverty Project's Live Below the Line project, is in conjunction with the World Food Program USA. It's a lot of acronyms that are in there, but all the money that we raise goes to school feeding programs, and the World Food Program actually delivers, I think, over 20 million meals a day to children all around the world. And so we're in 75 countries and served over 100 million people last year.
And Beau, you're joining tomorrow.
I am doing it tomorrow. I'm not quite as tough as my brother, but I'm going to do it tomorrow. My mom is taking the challenge today.
Yeah.
We were told, actually, we may even have a picture of your mom joining the challenge.
Yeah.
Which is amazing because, well, none of you need to lose weight, that's for sure. You're all so fit, you're all runners and athletes, but it's really hard to even contemplate.
It is. It really does. It drains your energy. But the thing about it that is so inspiring is when I went to Kenya, and as my mom did too, and but I went with the World Food Program, and you actually see these school feeding programs, and the incredible thing about it is that literally kids walk for miles to come to school, mainly for the meal. And when they get there, they're fed a meal, and they actually get an education. And that's the only way out of this poverty. And it is an incredible thing to see a child that is actually nourished, that's able to learn. And then when I would sit there with these kids at 15, 16, 17 years old that had gone through the program, and I'd say, what do you want to do? What do you want to be? And I'm kind of ashamed of myself that I was surprised at the answer, which was, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a teacher. I want to be a pilot. I mean, the same exact answers you get here. And the only way that happens is it begins with a kid gets a meal. And the other thing that is really inspiring about it is that girls get to bring home a little extra. And that way, in some of the communities that we went to and that we're in, where girls don't necessarily get that inspiration to go to school, they are actually, get the incentive from the...
So that there is a real multiplier effect.
Yeah.
Beau, as the Attorney General, I wanted to ask you, because there are a lot of questions being raised, hearings are going to be held next week about coordination, stovepiping, post-9/11 lessons not yet being learned. What is your impression as an Attorney General? And I know, you're obviously close to the administration, but are the intelligence agencies and through Homeland dealing with law enforcement at the local and state level adequately? Did that happen in Boston?
I'm waiting. We got to wait to see. I know the administration is waiting to see making sure that the communication was as strong as it should have been. I know the administration, with its local and state partners, work every day to make it better. We in law enforcement have a duty to strive every day to do it. And I know in our state, we work closely with the FBI, we work closely with the Delaware State Police, we work closely with the 37 other law enforcement agencies in my state. There's monthly meetings that happen, there's coordination. I know it's a heck of a lot better than it was 10 years ago. I know it's a heck of a lot better than it was 20 years ago, but it's something that everyone that's in a uniform or is in law enforcement strives to do better every day. The other point to be made is that how critical to our homeland security local law enforcement is.
Exactly.
And we saw that played out 2 weeks ago in Boston in a very real way. I talk about that all the time in my state as the chief law enforcement officer in my state. The local law enforcement officers are not just to protect our community, but they're central to our homeland security.
And I should just say a big shout out to Jill Biden, to Dr. Biden, what she has done with Michelle Obama for our veterans. And this week we saw her with the president and the vice president, your dad. The hiring of military veterans, your fellow veterans, because you served in Iraq, is just so critical, and it's been a huge initiative. And thanks to your mom.
Joining forces, Michelle and my mom, on that invaluable work. If I can say, today's the Memorial Day in the state of Delaware for law enforcement officers killed in the line of duty, and 25% increase of the number of officers killed in America over last year. So today's a day, at least in Delaware, to remember those that have put on a badge and gotten up in the morning, gone on a shift, and hadn't come home.
Well, indeed, and we should have a moment of quiet prayer for them as well. Thank you so much for what you're doing. Thank you for what you're doing. I don't think I could do it myself.
Thanks for taking the time.
We really appreciate you being with us, Hunter and Beau Biden. And we're, of course, watching the federal